Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to see how to solve word count problem in Spark and Scala. In any programming language, while learning, we start with Hello World program. In the same way, in big data and related technologies like Hadoop, MapReduce, Hive, Pig, and Spark, we start with word count problem. So let's get started. This is the text file which serves as input to our problem. So the content in the text file is welcome to my channel Atomic Engineering. Do like and subscribe to channel if the content is engaging. So this is the file on which we will be doing word count. In the sense, we look at each word and get the count of the number of occurrences. We are going to solve this problem in Spark Shell, which is based on Scala. In our upcoming videos, I will show you how to set up a project in IntelliJ IDEA, Eclipse or any IDE so that we can learn other concepts in Spark in the IDE. And we also build jar file and submit in the cluster in the upcoming sessions. For this problem, we just start a Spark shell and test our code. It helps you understand the code line by line. Let me start the Spark shell. Whenever we start Spark shell, we will have an UI as well. Here the UI will be 4040 as mentioned in this Spark context web UI available at the localhost 4040. And in cluster mode, the same UI available in the port 8080. Let us open this port 4040 and check what we can see inside this UI. We can see the jobs, stages, storage, environment, and executors from this UI, right? So as we have not started any job yet in our Spark shell, so it is not showing anything. We will start our job and see what it will going to show us in the UI. Go and before we solve the word count problem, let us understand something here. So it is telling that Spark context is available as SC. So SC is the Spark context which is going to be the entry point for any Spark applications. Like in any of our programming languages, we write a method called main method. So the Spark context is similar to main method in our general programming language. So in Spark we have Spark context, Hive context, SQL context for different workloads that we are going to solve. So this is valid in older versions of Spark. And in new versions of Spark, we have got something called Spark session, which is going to be the entry point for all our Spark applications. And this Spark session will contain all the entry points combined. Like using a single Spark session, we can access the variable Spark context, Hive context, or SQL context, or anything. So they have unified the Spark session in the newer versions. But in newer versions as well, we can still access Spark context and the entry points that are available in the older versions of Spark. Now we have to read our file as the first step. So I'll be reading my file into something called input RDD. I will use sc for reading my file. sc.text file followed by the name of the file with full location. So I have read my file and it has created an RDD out of my input file. Let us see what is there in our RDD by calling collect on top of it. We can see that the input RDD contains the content of the file, which is welcome to my channel Atomic Engineering. Do like and subscribe to channel if the content is engaging. So next step is to split this entire file into list of words. For that I will create another RDD called words RDD. Let us use flat map function for doing this. What flat map does is that if we give an input as a word to this flat map, it will return the list of letters that are present in the word. In our case, we are giving the entire sentence or entire file as input to our flat map function. So we will tell our flat map by passing a function on what to do with this entire sentence. So for each line that it encounters, split this line based on the delimiter space so that it will result us the list of words that are present in the given file. So let us call collect and see what is there inside. So we can see that we got the list of words from this file. Now we need to map each word to the number of occurrences. As the first step, we map every word with 1 as number of occurrence. And in the upcoming step, we group it based on the keys. So the next one would be, I will call it unique count RDD, which will be words RDD mapped with. So it will return a key value pair, which is our key will be the word and value will be the number of occurrence. Let us call collect and see what it. So we see that it is showing the key followed by the value as number of times it occurred, right? So the same way, the final step is to group this based on the keys. Like based on welcome, it will scan the entire RDD and it will count the number of occurrences, like number of ones that are present. For doing that, we will be using something called reduce by key, and I will call it as final RDD. And now it's time to print our final RDD and see the result by calling collect. So we can now see that we have is, which is there in our file for one time, subscribe for one time, welcome for one time, and so on. We have two for two times and channel for two times. This is how we solve word count problem using Scala and Spark. So in this above solution, I am typing every transformation or every action in a single line by creating an RDD. I have done it like that in order to make you understand what is happening in every line of transformation in Spark. We can also solve this within two steps. So I'm going to show you how to write the same program in two simple steps. So the first step is we create our input RDD in the similar way, right? We tell that our input RDD is sc.text file followed by the location of the file. And in the same line, so on the same RDD, we do a flat map. So we have done flat map, and in the same line, we can do next step also, like we map it. We take the word and map it with 1 so that we got a key value pair, and on top of it we also do reduce by key, which will group our results. Now done. So the entire thing that we have done here is a transformation, so it would not have got executed in the backend. So if we come and look at our UI, so and I'll refresh it, so it is showing that it has completed four collect operations, 0 1 2 and 3. At each collect, if we go inside, it will show what it has done on the each operation. So we have four collect, right? These four collects are corresponding to, one is for input collect that we did, and the other one is for words that collect, and the other one is for unique RDD that collect, and the other one is for final RDD that collect. So this is what we see in our UI when we perform something in this Spark. Right now we are going to do it on our final RDD. So we have not called any collect on top of this. It means that we have not done any action on this input RDD. That's why it has not showed any collect for our new method. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write collect here. So input RDD dot collect, which means that it will do the entire thing in a single line and it will show us the result when I run this. So it has executed, and let us go and refresh the UI, which showed us the fifth collect operation. And if you open this collect operation, visualize the DAG and see what happened. It has read the text file and it performed a flat map on top of it and then map on top of it, and it did the reduce by key. So this is the entire thing that has happened when we executed this code in Spark. So more about the stages and tasks we will see in our upcoming videos. So for this video, we can just concentrate on the word count problem and how we solve the word count problem, how our transformations and actions are executed. So from this until this step, like when we defined our input RDD with a series of transformations in a single line. So what Spark does is it will create this DAG. It will create this DAG visualization, but it will not execute anything related to this DAG. But Spark will know that is the DAG which is going to get executed whenever there is some action happens. So now when we call this input RDD that collect, it is an action, and Spark will execute this DAG task by task. Like it will read the text file and then it will do flat map, then map, and then reduce by key. So this is how Spark will execute anything or any program in the cluster or client mode or anywhere. And I'll do a separate video explaining everything related to Spark UI, the jobs, the tasks, the stages, everything. So it cannot be covered completely in this particular video, but the scope of this video is to understand the word count problem in Apache Spark. I think this is very clear. And if you have liked this video until now, do hit a like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the upcoming session.